talk us through the emotions hearing that it's coming to a derby, being out there rooting for all the guys in the field? How cool was that?
I think it was great. For me, the experience to be out there. Yesterday I was hitting and it was a lot of fun because the guys were cheering me on. Now I get to turn around the next day and cheer them on for us. So it was a great time, a great experience, especially I got to go live on Instagram and share the love with the people that are out there, show the energy that we were bringing on the field. It was sick.
Is it weird to go from competitors to an event like this where everybody's learning from each other, or is it?
No, I think it's always cool to meet great players and pick their brains and that's how I feel, at least. It's amazing to meet new guys, learn from them, pick their brains and learn the game.
Anybody specific that you were excited to talk to or learn from that you did this week?
Buxton. Yeah.
What kind of stuff?
Just how he goes about his business every day, how he treats the game, how he plays the game, and what he's thinking in the box sometimes.
And lastly, takeaways from the first half of the season, and one thing you guys are looking to improve going into the second half of the season.
Just team baseball. You gotta take advantage of every mistake another team gives you, and you gotta run with it.
Thank you.
Obviously, Aaron, I've talked to a bunch of All-Stars this weekend about you and your game. There seems to be just a universal respect for you, not just for your numbers, but just how you kind of go about your business off the field. What's kind of your reaction to hear that there is respect outside the Yankee clubhouse for you?
There's no greater honor. That's what it's all about. Especially your peers who grind every day just like you do. You know how hard this game is, and the amount of work you got to put in to be, try to be the best at your craft. And the guys at this game tonight are the best. So to hear that from that group, that's what it's all about. Just having some respect for your peers, because 30, 40 years from now, they're not going to remember their numbers. They're going to remember how you were, as a teammate, as a competitor, and how you treated people. So that's definitely the highest honor right there.
How do you approach these All-Star games now as one of the veteran guys?
I try not to act like a veteran. I try to act like it's my first one. I'm still that rookie, just going to my first All-Star game, and just try to have fun. Get to know a lot of these guys that I compete against on a daily basis, and just kind of pick their brain. And if I can pick any tips up, try to pick up some tips. But I think mostly just about enjoying the experience and having some fun.
Did you pick anything up from anybody this weekend?
Yeah, just really talking with different guys. I talked to Kirk with the Blue Jays and Jonathan with the Rays, just kind of about their hitting approach, because they're two guys that can hit the ball over the field. Jonathan had a walk-off homer against us earlier in the year, so just kind of talking to him about what he thinks at the plate. And I've seen Kirk, since he came up in the league, just spraying balls all over the park, and just what he does behind the plate. So it was kind of cool to pick those guys' brain a little bit and just get a couple tips.
Aaron, did you see the tribute to Hank Aaron? Did you get to see that? I know you were out of the game.
Yeah, I missed it. I was packing some things up, but I know it was definitely special. Having Billy here and everything, that's pretty cool.
Aaron, how was the Joe Torres pregame speech to you guys, and something that he said cheer you guys up?
Yeah, it was great to have a legend like that, Joe Torre, in there. Boone spoke for a while, just about how special this game is. Go out there, have some fun. Joe Torre kind of did the same thing. Talked about he was in 9 All-Star games as a player. Managed 4 or 5 of the things. So it was pretty cool just to hear him, see him talk. You can hear a pin drop when someone like that speaks. Man, he's one of the legends of this game. Talking about just as a player, but then as a manager, what he did in this game. Just having him around, it takes me back to the early 2000s. That's for sure.
Aaron, even though you are a vet to becoming an All-Star, do you still get that same feeling when you run onto the field under the bright lights that you experienced as a first-timer?
Yeah, definitely. I even got it today. After our top of the first, kind of run out to right field, and you kind of feel like you're floating out there. You feel the crowd, you feel the energy, the music's bumping, and even especially after those intros, having Ludacris and those guys do their thing, that was pretty cool. So. That feeling never gets old. Hopefully my last All-Star game, I have that same feeling. I probably won't be moving as fast, but I'll definitely have that same feeling.
What's been your favorite moment, the last couple of days with this whole experience? What's been your favorite moment? If you could pinpoint it.
It's tough to say. I go back just seeing the first time All-Stars, just kind of walking to the clubhouse, how they're interacting with guys. Because I kind of put myself in their shoes. I remember my first one and kind of, you're a little nervous. You kind of think you don't belong. But at the end of the day, everybody in that room's an All-Star and they deserve to be in there. So that's what I try to do. I try to go around and talk to those guys and just say, hey, man, it's you're an All-Star just like everybody else in this room, man. So just enjoy the experience. So seeing those guys for the first time is always the coolest thing.
When you do look back to the first All-Star game that you ever went to, what kind of perspective does it give you just knowing what you've done since then?
I try not to think about it. Honestly, I just try to, maybe when I'm done playing, I can lift my head up and kind of look back at the career I've had and some of the special things I've done. But, if I stop now and kind of look at what I've done, I feel like that'll slow me down a little bit. So I just try to enjoy the moment, just try to be as present as I can be. I think that allows me to go out there and perform the way I need to. So it's, I think the biggest thing, it's kind of, time has flown by since my first one. It feels like just yesterday, 2017, playing in Miami. So, now you fast forward 2025. I've been around the game for a minute now, but we'll talk at the end of my career, kind of how it's changed since the first one.
Aaron, you talk about the newcomers, the first time in the All-Star game. You have Hunter Goodman playing for the Rockies, who are on pace to have the worst record in history. What would you say to some person in their shoes?
Oh, well, Hunter, when we played him in Colorado, I told him, man, keep swinging it. I looked up on the board, saw his numbers, what he was doing. It was incredible. He's one of the special young players in this game. And I think the biggest thing is just stay focused and keep just trying to, don't worry about the past. It doesn't matter what your record is. It matters about what you can do in the game today and just keep moving forward. Because if you sit there and dwell about, hey, we didn't have the best first half, then you're probably not going to have the best second half if you're thinking about that. So just, any advice I'd give him is just stay focused on the present, win today, and then get ready for the next one.
Aaron, for a kid watching this at home, what is the message for the kids watching this game at home, dreaming to be a major leaguer like you?
Keep working hard. Just a short couple years ago, I was that kid watching this game at home. So anything's possible. Just keep working hard. Keep doing good in school. I think that's the most important thing. Having two teachers as parents, they always push me to do well on the field, but also push me to do well in the classroom. I think that helps you get the best out of what you want to do and kind of reach your dreams.
Boone said that he wanted to strike at them everybody, and then the batters want to hit home run everybody. Did you have a different approach compared to the regular season?
Oh, Paul Skeens is a tough one. He's one of the best pitchers in the game. He's starting the All-Star game for a reason. So I was just trying to go up there that first inning and just don't strike out. I wanted to see a pitch and then try to put something in play. Kind of get the inning going. But he jammed me on that one and into the inning. So we'll see him down the road, man. He's an incredible pitcher. Love watching him do his thing. It's cool to see him. How far he's come in such a short amount of time, just getting drafted. So. Always just wish him nothing but the best.
Aaron, for Fox Sports Mexico, Randy Arozarena said that he's excited to play with Mexico, the World Baseball Classic. Are you excited to face him or to play the World Baseball Classic?
Yeah, I can't wait. WBC is going to be special, especially getting a chance to go play against Team Mexico. That's going to be. They got a lot of great ball players. I'm not too excited to see Randy step up to the plate because he's had a lot of big moments. Definitely against us, the Yankees, playing against them over the years. So I definitely see some big moments in the WBC in his future. That's for sure.
Aaron, you were the last champion of Yankee, the home run derby champion. What do you think about Jazz? What happened with Jazz?
Oh, it's his first one. It's a big moment, but I know he's always ready for the big moment. But I think he got a base hit in the game tonight, so he was just staying ready for the All-Star game. My guy's an All-Star. He said he's going to do it again next year if he gets 20 homers. So I think he'll be on a revenge tour for next season.
Thanks, Aaron.
Thanks, guys. Thank you.
Hey, Boone.
Hey.
What did you make of that?
Pretty exciting. I mean, you pick your guys yesterday and you kind of run it by them and, you don't really think it's in play. And then all of a sudden, here we go. And you're running through the rules with them, and it's just the three swings. So first time of it, a lot of pressure. Rook got us off to a great start, but I thought it was pretty exciting.
So what happened? Did Judgy leave, or was he who was still around?
Oh, yeah. Yesterday, when I went through and we had to pick our guys yesterday, I wanted to pick guys that I knew would be in the game still and still hot. So, yeah, that was my choice.
Go to Bill.
Yeah, that's the question.
Okay. Other questions for Aaron? We'll go to Mark over here.
What'd you think of Schwarber going up there and going 3 for 3?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, that's Schwartz. I mean, I'm not shocked, especially after he clipped the first one. And, you know, same with Rook. Like, man, you get that first one under your belt, and yeah, he put 3 great swings on it. It's a line drive out the front door to get things started, and then just I saw him nodding his head like I got the speed on a couple of the takes, and he did Schwarber type things.
Other questions? We'll go to Bob.
So years from now, what will you make out of this game, Aaron? That you're part of history, or I mean, it's obviously very different.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see where that goes. You know, there's probably a world where you could see that in the future, where maybe it's in some regular season mix. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if people start talking about it like that. Obviously, I don't think that should happen necessarily or would any time in the near future, but I gotta say, it was pretty exciting. Like, all of a sudden, here we go, and the camaraderie that you kind of build these last couple days with the team, I think went into overdrive there. Like, guys were, I mean, our side, to see how excited they were out there, and like, it's like, wiffle ball in the backyard. Here we go. Let's do it.
Do a couple more in the second row, Aaron.
By knowing this rule and by knowing that you're not going to go all the way inning, that you feel comfortable to switch the players early in the inning?
No, we weren't going to switch. We picked our players yesterday, so and then it was just a matter of picking the order.
I mean that early in the game.
Yeah.
Like a couple in one at bat or one inning, you can switch the players.
Right.
You feel comfortable to do that because you're not going to go extra many innings.
Oh, you mean making the wholesale changes? Yeah. Yeah. You kind of have a plan going in. The starters are going to play half the game. You got a couple guys kind of nursing through some things, so you're trying to protect a couple guys too and keep it shorter for them. So yeah, you kind of plan that going in a little bit.
One or two last ones, Mark, and then we'll finish up the row behind Mark.
Aaron, was it your idea to have Joe make that pitching change?
Yeah. I got him to do it, in spring training in 24. It took me a few days. I got him to do it, and then he was gung-ho about it this year. And then, I said, we're probably going to start with Smith here, get an out, and make a change. You ready? And he was all in. I think he ate it up this week.
We'll finish up right behind Mark.
Aaron, for fans tonight who didn't get to see Max pitch, could you just kind of comment on the first half he's had and what he's meant to your organization?
Oh, I mean, he's been awesome. He was certainly a strong case to start this game. That's how good he's been. And when you consider what Tarek's been and Crochet and Hunter Brown and beyond, Max has been right there in that mix. He's been dominant. He's done a great job. If we've had a little losing streak, like, he's the guy we've wanted to have the ball. He's certainly elevated our club and pitched like an absolute ace.
Aaron, thanks so much. Appreciate it.
Yep.
What was the experience like out there?
First one, it was fun. Just trying to enjoy the show. Go out there, attack the zone, and let them hit it. So it worked out well.
That foul ball through Otani.
Yeah.
Did he know it was foul off the bat?
Yeah, I mean, I had to take a little peek at it, but I gave him 5 minutes for hooking, so a little penalty call.
He was smiling to you guys.
Yeah,
Had the
yeah.
eye contact or something like that.
Yeah, no, he did it well, but it was foul, so lucky me. Long strike. Yeah.
What was your most fun interaction this week?
I mean, it's all fun. I think for me, it was watching my son Bo at the home run derby last night. So seeing them, enjoy the show and get to be on the field and watch guys hit homers. I think that was the best for me. You good?
Great.
No more questions? Thanks, guys.
Thank you very
Come
much.
easy. See you.